one of the coolest things, it was the first time like I really got to hang out with you and meet you. I was playing the Comedy Works in Denver.
Right.
One of the great all-time rooms. And you were playing like the United Center or the Pepsi Center or something in Denver. You were playing like where the Avalanche play or some shit.
Red Rocks. I think it was at Red Rocks.
Yeah, where you two shot that video.
Right.
Yeah, like a unbelievable, like 8,000 seater. And after you did your show, you still took the time to come in and catch my late show. And at that point, I don't think I had really, I'd met you a couple of times, but I never really got to hang out with you. And right before I went on, someone goes, hey, just so you know, Brian Regan's hanging in the back. He came in and wanted to check out your set. And it was the most ridiculous honor. I couldn't believe it. Then I was thinking like, don't fucking go down into that crouch like you did back in 1995. He's like, this guy's fucking stealing from me. He's doing me with filthy words.
You're up there going, you too. Hey, wait a second.
No, I'd be like, you cunt. You cunt. My filthy ass. And then we ended up hanging out, and you were so complimentary and nice, and also something that I loved was you were like me. You were over 40 but hadn't quit drinking. I can't stand people that just can't fucking handle alcohol. I mean, right? I should talk right now. I'm going I shut it down every once in a while for like 70, 75 days, and by the time this podcast comes out, I'll be on like day 71. So,
well, it was funny in your set that night. You said that you weren't drinking. You said, I'm not drinking now or something like that. So I was thinking, oh man, we're not going to be able to have a couple cocktails after the show. And then we went out to the bar afterwards, and I said, I know you don't drink. And you were like, whoa, hold on. Yeah. Hold on, butchie boy. Yeah.
No, I was just like, Regan's here. If he's having a drink, I got to have a drink with Regan. There's no fucking way I'm not doing this. But I just take times off because I find, like one of the things that I cherish about being a stand-up comedian is the free time that I have to pursue whatever the fuck I want to do, either just sitting on the couch. Like right now, it's a Saturday when we're taping this, and I'm taping 3 college football games, which I probably won't watch until like Monday or Tuesday. And I just love that I can just have a Tuesday that if I want to get up at 9 and have an English muffin and then just watch 3 college football games in a row like I'm some assistant coach watching game film, like I got to break them down for somebody. I just love that I can do that. But the dark side of all of that free time is I can go out and get hammered whenever I want to. And if I don't watch it, I will start drinking again like I did when I graduated high school. I just remember like 10 days after I graduated high school, my mother just walked in, classic her, just really stoic and right to the point was, your father and I think you've done enough celebrating. Was all she said. And that was her way of saying, dude, you're a fucking lush and you're going to end up in the gutter. So
celebrating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was going out to like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It was so funny because I was young. I would go out, I would be absolutely fucking hammered. And by 8:30 in the morning, I was at my warehouse job unloading trucks. And all I had to do was make it to 10 when the roach coach came and eat like one of those sausages.
Right.
And then it just sort of leveled me out and I was fine. And somehow I still had a flat stomach. It was fucking... I didn't realize how lucky I was back then. So that's why I just go through periods of just sort of shutting it down.
To me, it's like it's a once every 2-month thing, like I know the night that I'm going to be able to get crazy and I'm careful and I'm not driving and I know I don't have anything to do the next day. I mean, like it's planned, when you're younger, you just wing it, hey, right. Let's go out. But now it's like it's in my calendar. I'm getting wrecked on the 28th.
See, I was hoping you could say once every 2 months you shut it down because you've been going too hard. You're like, once every 2 months I drink. I'm like, oh God, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. But I got I don't know, man. Like I go on the road with my buddies. You know any of those guys? Jason Lawhead, Joe Bartnick, just these great guys that I go to the Rose Bowl with every year. Paul Bursey. They're part of that wave that came probably a couple waves after my graduating class, and they're all just guys, cigar smokers, like to go to sporting events and all of that. So it becomes like sort of a stand-up tour and a little bit of like a bachelor party kind of vibe, minus of course the hookers and the blow and all that type of shit. We don't. It's pretty mainstream. It's all above the board legal stuff, but And what the funny thing is we get to the point like none of us, we'll be like, dude, we're not drinking tonight. We're not blah blah blah. And just there's something about the chemistry of all of us,
really,
and the free time that we have that we just end up getting absolutely annihilated. Like some of the worst nights of drinking we have is like, dude, we'll go easy tonight, right? We'll just shut it down. We've been hitting it hard the last 3 nights, and tonight we do the show, we get in bed, we hit the fucking hotel gym. And then we're on the road. Sounds good? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, Lawhead's hosting, he'll come off and be like, maybe I'll just have one heater. And then all of a sudden, and then it just, and then we're laughing. As we're doing it, we're laughing. Just laughing at ourselves. So
it's like a game of chicken because I have 3 different golf weekends a year with brothers and friends, and it's just guy golf weekends. And I
don't even golf, and that sounds awesome.
Oh man, we golf during the day. We play Texas Hold'em at night, and I've got this bus, that we use for the golf weekends, and it's kind of cool. And sometimes we have a long.
Kind of cool. That's fucking awesome.
It's cool.
Yeah, we play golf. We get hammered. Texas Hold'em. We got a tour bus. It's kind of cool.
I got a poker table that was made to fit in the bus, so we can play Texas Hold'em while we're rolling. So anyway, you get in early. You get on the bus early sometimes, 7 a.m. You got a long haul to get to and there's like 12 guys, and it's like, who's going to be the first one to crack a beer, And because everybody's like having coffee and trying to look like they're sane and normal, they have a thing of orange juice. And we're all pretending like we're normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then one guy goes, hand me a Budweiser. And then next thing you know, 12 Budweisers are open.
And everybody just goes, the first guy goes, let me get a Budweiser. And everybody says, yeah, somebody's starting a little early.
Yeah, right. And then 5 minutes later, they're in,
Oh, the second you just hear it open, you're just like, dude, I got to get one of those. The last run I did with Bartnick, and we actually went to the hotel gym like every day. This is when I knew I was drinking too much and I had to kind of shut it down. I was getting all fucking bloaty and shit. And we had this thing that we did every day though. After we worked out, we came out of the hotel, we went onto the bus, and we had one Bud Light. And we knew we were just going to have one Bud Light because we had a show. And, we're older guys. If you have 2 drinks, you're going to have to nap for 9 hours.
Right.
Or you'd have to keep going, and you can go for like 12 hours, or you drink 2, and you're done. So we would have one, and because I knew I was just having the one, I would like savor it. Like I would just be like sipping it like I was, like when you stole your dad's first beer. And it was like one of the highlights of the tour. It was a fucking Bud Light. I think I could figure out how to make that in a bathtub, like in Prohibition. But it was so fucking cold and delicious just sitting there. And they had, the little TV there on the bus, and it just sat there, and we would always put on like Sports Center or something, and it was... And then the hardest thing was when you finished was not in that next 10 minutes to grab the next one. I found out like if I just could get through that 10 minutes and I grabbed the water and I started drinking that, like whatever that chemical need of like, yeah, man, let's have some more of that.
Yeah.
I would kind of wear off and I was able to do my show. But it's something that I
had my brothers and some other friends out in Las Vegas where I live, and they were on a golf weekend. I lived there, and I was able to join them one night, and it was one of those nights where I said, I got a car for us, and
please call me on one of these nights.
Yeah,
I'll fly
love to
in for that shit.
Oh man, that would be fantastic.
That's when you know an alky. Call me in for the drinking.
When you're flying in, to drink. So
I don't play Texas Hold'em. I don't golf. I'll just be that guy. I'll be the guy so you're not guilty. I'll just open that first beer.
You'll be our designated first beer opener.
Yeah.
So we go out, and it was it's like, all right, I knew I could let loose. I didn't have my kids. I didn't have to drive. Blah 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 blah. So it was one of those deals where you wake up the next day and you're like, I don't quite remember the end of the evening. I swear, I look on the. I shouldn't be telling the story but I
nothing
see
you're going to say is going to be anything worse than I've done.
My shirt. I had a button-down shirt that I had worn the previous night. It's laying on the floor next to me on the bed on the floor next to the bed. I pick it up, and there's a tire mark across the back of it, a car tire mark, and I don't know how it got there. I'm like, what? I mean, a car couldn't have run me over. I mean, I'm alive. I'm in bed.
I think you went a little Will Ferrell. I think you took the shirt off.
It was literally a tire mark, and I had to call my brothers and go, how is a car tire mark on the back of my shirt? And they told me that we were getting in the car and that my foot hit the curb and I kind of like tripped and fell on my back underneath the car, and like my back ended up against the car tire. They say, you don't remember that? I was having to pick you up and put you in a limo. And I'm like, damn.
Dude, you fell underneath the car.
Yeah.
Not into a car, not on a car.
I fell under it.
You fell under it without it moving. It's not like you got sucked under. That's like a trick.
That's not even possible.
Yeah, that's a trick shot. Coming off a curb, I don't know how you could do that.
They said I did some weird kind of flip around and then ended up with my back up against a tire. I'm like, did you say I should go home after that? I hope those were your lines.
Yeah.
It's time for him to get home.
Joe DeRosa, another one of my great drinking buddies. He's got a buddy of his back home. You know when you have a beer and a shot, which is one of my favorite ways to start out. You know what I mean? Just sort of set the tone. And his buddy calls it bingo bango.
Oh yeah,
which is the greatest thing ever to me. He showed up one time. He had a shot and a beer, and Joe was just going like, "Hey, what do you got going on there?" He goes, bingo bango. He just kind of went like with the shot, bingo bango. Hit this one, then I hit that one. I would think bango is would be the shot. Bingo's got to be the beer, right?
Well, you do the shot first and then the beer, right?
Yeah.
Shot and the beer.
So I would say bango bingo.
I was
look at me. I'm trying to rewrite it.
Out on the road, and this guy ordered a bunch of Irish car bombs. Okay, you drop it. It's a big, thick, black stout beer in a big glass.
Yeah, it's not. Is it a Guinness? What is it?
Maybe a Guinness.
Like and then you drop.
And then you take a shot of whiskey and you drop the shot glass into the beer, so the whiskey and the beer are all together, and then you chug the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. Irish car bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got the name wrong, and then the next time I was in that city, all these guys it was Philadelphia, and we all went to this like kind of cool, rough Philadelphia bar.
Yeah,
and it was this guy who we had done the Irish car bombs with, and his friends. So I'm trying to be like a guy, and I thought it was a mudslide. I thought that, which is like
a chick drink.
A chick drink. So I'm trying to fit in, and I went, who wants to do some mudslides? And my buddy, who was the one who did the Irish car bombs, looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, no. And now I don't want to back down. I'm like, oh, you guys don't want to do mudslides, huh? Like I keep pushing it. And they're all looking at me. So I go over to the bar, Mr. Big Shot, bartender, over here. Seven mudslides.
Set them up.
All of us. Mudslides. And so they set up all these chick drinks. And then next thing I know, we're doing like these light cream shots.
Oh, they all went with it?
Yeah, well, because they knew I was a comedian, and they were like, well, this is something this guy likes, I guess. They didn't want to, like, undercut me. And then my friend finally took me aside and go, what the hell are you doing here, man? And I went, this is what we did last time. He goes, those were Irish car bombs, man.
Dude, that's like a reoccurring thing with you. It's like, you're one of the smartest guys I know, but you're always saying I'm a moron and all that type of thing. You just always seem like to have these socially awkward... Do you know what? DeRosa did that. When he was in Boston hanging out with me, we did the shows over at the Wilbur. And afterwards, all my fucking knucklehead friends from high school, all my great friends, we were all drinking. And one of my buddies was really talking to DeRosa. Like, they just sort of hit it off.
Right.
And then he walked over me once point. He goes, dude. What's up with your boy? I go, what do you what's the matter? He goes, I just asked, what do you want for a drink? He wanted a White Russian. And he goes, dude, I'm all set with that guy. So I'm laughing, thinking he's just breaking his balls. So later on in the night, after we go to leave, and I'm laughing, I go, DeRosa, you know what's hilarious? When you ordered that White Russian, my buddy was breaking your balls to me, saying, he goes, dude, I'm done with that guy. And then Joe just goes, is that why he stopped talking to me? He wouldn't talk to me for the rest of the fucking night. He was dead serious, which killed me because that's such like a Boston thing where like that's that alone. I imagine Philly's the same way. If you were to order like the wrong, like someone's just, I like this guy, this guy's cool, and then all of a sudden you order something that's just a little too fucking soft.
Yeah.
Over.
Right.
You're dead to me.
Mudslides. I should get together with him. We'll do some mudslides and some White Russians, man.
White Russian chasers. All right.
Bingo bango. Bongo bingo.